The Princess Who Didn't Want a Crown. Once upon a time, in a vibrant kingdom full of laughter and swirling rainbow banners, there lived a clever little princess named Lila. Unlike the other royals who loved grand parades and sparkling treasures, Princess Lila was not fond of her crown. Every morning her nanny would polish it until it glimmered like 1,000 tiny suns. She would gently place it upon Lila's head, but the moment it touched her hair, a small frown would appear. The crown was beautiful, crafted from gold and embedded with precious gemstones that twinkled in the daylight. But for Lila, it was heavy, itchy, and far too tight for her curious mind. Lila preferred adventures to ceremonies. Instead of sitting on a grand throne, she wanted to chase butterflies in the royal garden, climb the oldest trees by the lake, or invent new games with the local children. When she was outside, with the wind in her hair and laughter all around, she always left her crown behind, resting on a velvet pillow in her room. Of course, the people in the palace began to wonder. The king and queen, Lila's parents, were puzzled by their daughter's dislike for the traditional crown. After all, every ruler before her had worn it with pride. One afternoon, they invited Lila to the royal chamber and asked her gently, "Why don't you like your crown, little one?" Princess Lila thought for a moment and answered honestly, "It just doesn't feel like me. When I wear it, I feel more like someone I'm supposed to be, and less like who I really am. I wish I could show everyone a different way to be a princess." The king and queen listened carefully. They loved their daughter and wanted her to be happy. After a pause, the queen smiled and said, "A crown does not make a princess. You do with your kindness, imagination, and bravery." The king nodded in agreement. "If the crown does not bring you joy, perhaps it is time for something new." So, together, they gathered the kingdom's artists, inventors, and children for a special day of creativity. The castle courtyard transformed into a bustling workshop, with tables piled high with paints, ribbons, flowers, buttons, and colourful feathers. Everyone was invited to design a headpiece that told their own unique story. Lila joined in with delight. She crafted a crown from twigs and wildflowers, woven together with shimmering threads and tiny bells that made music wherever she walked. Her friends from the village made hats shaped like cupcakes, stars, or even friendly dragons. The air was filled with laughter as everyone shared their creations, each headpiece as different as the person wearing it. On the day of the grand parade, the kingdom shimmered with excitement. Lila led the way, her wildflower crown shining in the sun, a gentle reminder that being a princess was about staying true to herself. The people cheered, not for a shimmering crown, but for the brave princess who showed them it was okay to be different. Room by room, the castle filled with colourful hats and happy hearts. Princess Lila became known far and wide as the ruler who brought joy, creativity, and a spirit of adventure to the land. And though she still kept her royal crown, glimmering on a shelf in her room, she wore her wildflower headpiece wherever she went, because she had learned that real magic comes from being yourself. And from that day on, no child in the kingdom ever worried about fitting in. They knew that every person could wear their own kind of crown, shining as only they could.